draft.
All right, let's see what they banned out here.
Okay.
It's looking very similar here.
They're
I'm
still
seeing a lot of
first pick.
Same 3 bans from both sides.
Well, no, actually, RQ banned out the
Oh.
Akai this time round, so
Okay.
they are actually changing up the priorities. Now that Akai is gone, this opens up a little bit more, and now this time, RRQ showing some respect to the Kingslayers themselves, take away the Xavier and start shaking things up.
But now it gives the opportunity for RSGPH to pick up the Beatrix and the Esmeralda in the first phase. Again, we mentioned this many times, and that's exactly, nope, it's not what's going to be picked up. I heard,
Yeah.
I heard that. I thought it was Esmeralda.
You
Okay,
got
I
one.
was right on Esmeralda.
Yeah.
Not the Beatrix, though. They go for the Karina, and now it's RRQ's chance to pick up the Beatrix-Xavier combo.
Yeah, and I really see them doing that, and there you go, right? Mirko, you called it. They also grabbed the perfect counter to that Esmeralda pick, the Dairoth here. So things are happening fast here. So RC Philippines locks in the Eve. This time around, they're saying, you know what? Why don't you guys take the Xavier? We'll take the Eve. We'll show you how it's done. But so far, RQ off to a good start here for game number 3.
I like it. This is the composition that RSGPH were finding so much success with because they were able to just open up the map so much with the Renner, with the Dawning Light. As now, we are going to take a look at the last 2 bans from both of these teams. For RSG, they might want to limit the jungler heroes for Albert. Julian still up for grabs, and that Lancelot as well. Yeah. Lancelot.
Personally, I don't think Lancelot may not necessarily be a good ban. Julian, however, is much better because, again, it's what will cancel out the Eve and what can threaten the gold lane at this stage, right? And I think that RQ, it's very clear-cut what they're going to go for, but RCPH, they take out the Lancelot first. All right, we don't want anybody to threaten our back line, and that does give me an idea that RC is maybe considering carry within this game, arguably even Irithel as well.
Huh. Okay, they take out the Angela here, right? They do want to also make sure that they force Light where they want to. But already from last game, we saw that even if it's a Lolita, right? Something that he typically isn't usually going to pick up, let's say, it works. So that's the thing about Light, right? He has quite a bit of a hero pool that he's been showing throughout the tournament here, and it could work out for them. So at this point, RC Philippines is going to go ahead and focus on those roamers for RQ. They take out the Grok here.
Interesting.
Yeah, very interesting here. The Grok banned out, and again, I feel like they're just trying to take out these tanky members that can look for these crazy picks in the early stage of the game, but this still leaves out a lot for Vin, right? He still has that Ruby pick. We've seen it time and time again. We know that he can still play an Atlas here, or even a Kufra back in MPLID. So far, yes, we haven't seen it in MSC, but I think now it's time for RRQ to go for the bans onto the roamers. Light has just been phenomenal in this tournament. So far in the series as well, we've just seen him shine, and there you have it. The Lolita is going to get banned out, and this is actually such a good answer towards the Xavier Beatrix. So very understandable as to why they banned it.
Fair enough. That shield can block so much damage. And I think that RSG at this point of time, now, what do they go for? Gold lane's still up in the air. None of them can actually really flex pick from the 3 that we've seen so far, so supports are still in question. They could start things off with a support and then just hold off on that gold lane pick because I do feel that there's only so limited options at this stage. Cho is a very good support pick here.
Yeah, great choice, right? Single target lockdown way, the Dragon finding the targets you want to. You're already relying on Naths to pretty much be that front line for you. This is how the guy plays. So they are going to be working. Light is going to be working to find Skylar, to find Clay if he can, and they round this off. RQ is going to go ahead and take, there you go, there's Vin's Ruby, but now we've been seeing this hero pop up here throughout this tournament, Benedetta.
Benedetta, I feel like is going to be really good here in this matchup particularly, and that is the carry pick from RSGPH. Now, wow, okay, let's talk a little bit about that carry pick because I personally don't like it here. There's not a lot of those beefy members on RRQ.
I think beefy or not, it's still relevant damage, right?
Yeah.
Personally, I would have preferred a Moskov in this situation.
Yes.
I think that would have been a good way to go. but you have to give it to RRQ. They really pushed them in a corner where it's just, again, it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter what you pick. It's whatever's the flavor of the month for you guys. However, I'm excited to see Benedetta and cast the game with Benedetta on it. It's about flashy plays. Let's see the bling go on through.
And usually when we do see the Benedetta on the hands of Albert, he actually opts to go for a tank build. Fully tank here. So we might just see that happen again here as they do really need a frontliner. Ruby can't really frontline on her own. But ladies and gentlemen, once again, game number 3 as we open up the portal towards the land of Dawn. RRQ needs to look for a victory here. If not, that's match point for RSG Philippines.
Okay, so this is big, right? Albert on this jungle Benedetta. How does that play in through the game? Gideon, I know you're excited about the Benedetta pick.
Yes, I'm extremely excited. And I think Albert is one of the few players that make these mechanically difficult heroes to work. Lancelot, he's made it work, and he's also made Benedetta work, so I have no doubt about that he's going to be very confident in this game. However, let's talk about the draft from RSGPH. I think Light picking up the Cho, and especially as that 4th pick, was really smart because it's more of a denial pick than a comfort pick. It just so happens to be a comfort pick, but it denies so much compromise from their composition. Now, Demon Kite isn't going to be threatened by way of the Dragon, and Aqua can't be cancelled as easily. They have to expand a Flicker at the very least coming in from Vin.
Right now, you can already see the aggression put on by RSGPH, and this is the swap in playstyles, I believe, right? We saw in Game 1, Game number 2, in the early stage of the game, it's actually RRQ who has that early game pressure, but this time around, RSG, with the Yi, with the Cho, that's why I kind of gasped when I saw the Cho. That's so much pressure in the early stage, so much pick potential as well, and they can really flex to it, right? They can use it up top to just find the dive route overextending, and especially that bottom side here with Beatrix.
I think, too, with all those things in mind, right, they're going to want to end this game sooner than later because, again, we've seen what Xavier can do. And also, again, having a Benedetta just allows you to pretty much have that plan B. If things don't work out the way that you want them to, you can push around those sign lanes, causing pressure around the map to give you kind of those advantages on those bigger team fights later on, and they could play around that here. So RRQ is looking pretty good with their draft. It just depends on that execution factor.
Well, speaking of execution, I mean, a lot of map pressure here, especially when it comes down to Turtle. This is going to be such an important fight. And Aqua, he's not level 4 just yet. After the Siege Minion, he should be able to hit that level 4 to actually participate. But Vin, if he can just slow this down somehow, I don't know how, but Light's already level 4.
Yeah, RSG definitely the first one onto this Electro final blow, and he actually trades it! The eye for an eye, oh my goodness, by Albert as he finds the Retribution as well. What a performance, a play by Albert. I was just about to say, he's been underperforming in game number 1, game number 2 perhaps, but what?
How?
That was nasty.
No.
It's flashy. It's what you wanted, Gideon.
What?
This is Benedetta.
It's so, I agree, it's really cool, but how did he know when to use the eye for an eye? How did he predict that Light was going to try and intercept him there?
Oh, well, there it is. That's going to be Vin caught out, by the way. The Dragon here, RSG equalizing kills. I'm just still quite baffled there by the play in the Turtle side.
This is, okay, right? This is what's going to happen here. And Aqua already just trying to contest this mid lane, kind of assert his dominance here, right? Again, they swapped the heroes this time around. But going back to those points, this is what Light's going to do, right? He's going to continue to think, where can I find these picks? Where can I help these sides of the map? That's what he does best on this Cho pick, and that's why Wave the Dragon is it's such a good value ultimate ability because they have great follow-up on it too. Emon has that early kill on this carry pick. Like you guys said, you know, that early kind of damage potential coming out from carry, even if there isn't super tanky heroes on the other side, you still have to respect that damage.
Absolutely. I mean, the true damage is always going to be good, and especially since the Iman is opting to go for cheaper items like the Windtalker, he's going to be able to get that out a little bit more often than, well, most people would expect. And I think RRQ, in terms of how they're playing out this map, they're feeling out RSG, right? They know that RSG generally wants to be playing towards the bottom side. Esmeralda can hold her own, but RRQ, it's about interception of these rotations. So even RSG, they're moving together as a unit, making sure that they don't fall into that trap.
Especially now that, looking at it, RSG Philippines, they still have the pressure, right? Albert, he made one good play there to secure the turtle, but speaking of fundamentals, RSG definitely had the better position to take that turtle, right?
Oh,
so
yeah.
RRQ, they need to find these little openings that I feel like is going to be really hard now that he has gotten that play in early on. now RSG are going to be ready for it next time around. Albert won't have an easy time of getting that eye for an eye. And look at this, Light already looking for something. Goes on for the Jikundo onto Finn, and R7 gets bursted down. Forced to flicker out here as Nats tries to zone them away. Albert looking for the turtle, but it's still so full of HP. It's going to be tough to just try to commit onto this, but that's the final blow once again. Albert loses out in Retribution. Demon Kai wins in, and that's going to be the real-world inflation, locking all of them down. Finn falls as well. RSG Philippines with the pick.
Okay, so that didn't go in their favor, right? Also, you could see Aqua just finding that great positioning on that real-world manipulation to set up to. Also, meanwhile, that whole time that was happening, at the bottom lane, Emon and Skylar going at it. Emon forced Skylar back here, so he's already got that nice advantage, and they could be making a play here now.
Oh, Light so on point with the way the dragon, but Skylar is still able to actually get that traded out by Albert. Still, though, this gold lane matchup is going to favor Iman now that he has that kill on him.
Yeah, I mean, he's got 2 kills in a matter of fact. And I don't think that it's going to be very easy for Skylar unless Iman makes a significant mistake or gets a little bit of support from the rest of his team. In the meantime, I think that RSGPH are in prime position, right? They're in really... Oh, Iman gets out, no problem. But yes, RSGPH are in prime position because RRQ is forced to look for these engagements, forced to look for these 50-50s against RSG to try and coin flip as much as they can until they start profiting off of these picks.
Wow, what a pick once again there. Vin reads it out, but Light goes in for the way. The dragon kicks Skylar back. No, he just doesn't even need it here. He goes for Vin. He takes one turret shot and will fall. Vin's still able to survive right now. It's asking for the Mystic Field and Electro final blow to come at it to follow it through. And Mon just dishing out so much damage to zone these members away. But RRQ, they find a favorable trade.
That was a great just play coming out from RQ. Each member, actually, as they find very high-value targets here of RSG Philippines. So this is what they needed, right? They needed to get Skylar a kill because he had such a hard time in the early phase. That one kill will benefit him, especially because he's running this weapon mastery here. Emon.
Yeah, down below, Emon pops the wind of nature. Dawning Light coming through. Oh, goodness! Whoa, I thought it was going to be an outplay by Emon, but R7 again reads that flicker with a flicker of his own up top. Turtle going to spawn. RSG looking for it now, but RRQ as well. Light on the back side of it. He's looking for Skylar here in this engagement. He has the flicker, goes in for the Shunpu and the Jikundo. Turtle taken down by Demon Kite. RSG still in the lead.
Oh, what a breather. What a breath of fresh air coming in from RRQ Hoshi as they find very important kills to get back in towards this game. A huge outplay coming in from R7 as well to top it all off. Just give them what they need. Now, for RSGPH, they still are in a comfortable position, right? Like, yes, we did lose a couple of members. Maybe it could have been a little bit cleaner, but look at the damage coming out from Iman. He's already 5.6k into this game, only 7 minutes and 30 seconds in, and he's topping the damage charts.
Look at this, though. That's going to be the concealed play by Light, trying to maneuver here. Gets Sky. Oh my god, that flicker out. Very, very aware. Gets out of that one. Light's forced to recall as RSG look for something else on the other side of the map.
Big wins, big wins.
Yeah, that was great, right? Because Light still has the flicker. So if he wants to just find another moment there, they're going to force them to be very defensive here in the bottom lane. That's why they're still parking 3 members down there in the bush. Light is still looking for something. Now Demon Kite makes his way here too. It's a party in the bottom lane.
Oh, the Dawning Light though reveals Light. Hits onto Aqua and Iman as well. That is the Nibiru's Passion by Skylar to clear it out. RSG Philippines backing up, knowing that they are overcommitting now into that bottom side. They're going to have to look for more on the board throughout the different lanes, not just tunnel vision on bottom side.
Absolutely, and because of the overcommitment, they end up losing a top tier 1 turret here, and that's, yes, he's feeding the information that the rest are rotating out, but this stalemate is so important. Play is going to bait things out.
Oh, but Light gets so much room here. He goes away. The dragon kick spin back, and that's going to be the Electro final blow and a Dawning Light. Demon Kite against everybody here. He baits it out as that's going to be falling. Simon connecting onto R7, immobilizing him, but RRQ are kiting back. Both teams losing. No, only Light with the Jikundo gets onto 4, but RRQ, they were able to actually punish him for that with no follow-up from the other RSG members.
Yeah, they got to respect. I mean, the damage is there for RRQ, right? Light isn't going to be able to just continue to do that continuously throughout the game here, and that was a mistake once again on his part. Yes, it was cool. He got the 3-man Jikundo, but there was no follow-up there. He gets taken out. So, got to be careful with those choices there, but RRQ, you got to give it up to them. They were pretty behind in the early on, and now they're managing to get back into the game.
Actually, let's just take a step back. I don't think it necessarily was a mistake. I do think that RRQ Hoshi were playing such a baity style. I mean, with the items so far, it looks like it's going smoothly for now. But if we could just take a step back, right? We're seeing that, you know, R7, he's trying to jump forward. He doesn't actually connect onto Nats. He starts walking away, and S.E.A are thinking, yeah, they've used such key abilities. Let's go back in. And that's when Skylar, who's been waiting patiently in the brush this entire time, gets the initial punish. I don't blame Light for that move, and I don't blame Nats as well, but you have to admit, RSG need to start recognizing these patterns from RRQ. Hoshi, they have to respect whether or not they're purposely throwing their abilities out to bait them and coax them into a fight.
Yeah, but now we're taking a look at the bottom side river where RSGPH, they are actually able to take down that bottom side turret, and with that, they will have more control over this Lord. RSGPH with the gold lead still, this is going to be huge for them as they will look to commit onto more objectives. RRQ, it kind of feels like they're scrambling back and forth in the mid lane, just trying to grasp for pressure as again, R7, whenever he tries to walk into the bush, Light's always there, Iman's always there to dish out the damage. R7 goes in for the commitment. Oh, that flicker was forced out of him. Vin is looking for something here. He pops the conceal. The flicker connects onto Iman, and the collapse from RRQ. Skylar picks up a double kill here, and they're looking for more. Demon Kite still able to run away. Aqua dishing out the damage, poking Vin down as Nat stays in that bush. RRQ will have the better time here on the Lord, but I feel like RSG, they can definitely still turn this around.
Oh, do they want to risk it for the biscuit? No, it's a 50-50. Here it comes, the coin flip!
Oh, Dawning Light connecting, opening up the vision for RRQ. Albert going in, but real world manipulation and Nat zones out so much. Skylar goes in for Wesker, and the retribution to Demon Kite! What a retribution there! And they get out as well. Aqua almost finding R7. RSG winning the trade even when RRQ won the fight.
Shouldn't RRQ just focus on that Lord? I mean, he had the retribution. Albert, what happened?
Wow. It's sad. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little sad. Very awkward timing, but I think RRQ were very confident that they were able to kind of zone them out there. However, Demon Kite committed his ultimate to dash through his opponents to get on top of this Lord and secure it. And now these outer turrets are all gonna start falling down. They're checking brush by brush, tier 2s under fire.
Luckily, it is still the first Lord of the game, so RRQ, even with that, they still can defend here up top. But RSGPH, again, it feels like the threat keeps on growing here. The progression of the game will mean that RSG Philippines have more chances to snowball. RRQ, I feel the same way with Skylar and Clay, but it really does come down to Skylar and Clay. Will they be able to have the same impact as Aqua and Iman in the past 2 games?
I mean, if the statistics show, that's a pretty deadly combo, right? The Xavier and that Beatrix, and Vin!
Yeah, with the undefended, pulls him back. Lights will fall. Dawning Light as well, just onto the mid lane to clear out the minions, helping them with the push here, setting up for another one. As in the bottom side, we see Albert out of, not R7 here, who is actually matching up against Nats with that mobility.
Okay, just notice the difference that we're getting out of RRQ this game. They're playing more mechanically, they're playing more instinctually. We're seeing less set plays out of them compared to game 1 and 2, where you can tell there is a step-to-step process. RRQ this time are changing the playbook.
I mean, you gotta give it to Vin here, man. Vin is finding play after play. This is the power of having that Ruby, right? This is almost, you can consider, like we said before in the draft, right? Very similar to a Franco, where you have a lot of threat potential when that flicker is up, because you can make some great plays. And we're seeing Skylar actually have a good follow-up through, and now he's got 4 kills.
Look at him, he finds the way. The Dragon, they pick up Vin here. They look for more. Demon Kite dodging away from everything. Skylar in the midst of it all will fall. That's a shutdown. They're looking for more. Clay still able to kind of wait, but Aqua with the flags, the sprint to take him down. Albert now alone, left inside of his own base as Nats comes through and picks up a double kill inside of the base turret. RSG wipe RRQ out.
This is huge. RSGPH consistently finding the kickbacks against RRQ, and they should be able to guarantee at least 1 inhibitor turret here if they dedicate the damage to do so. Vin's walking up, 2 more seconds until R7. They're gonna respect it and leave the next wave to do the job. Vin says no, but look at the damage done.
Wow.
That is insane, and at the same time, you have the Lord coming up now. They're going to reset here, see if they can get position. You can see RRQ making their way top side here to that Lord just to make sure they're not doing it here. So again, RSG Philippines finding moments here a lot too. Light, the work that he's doing, and now they have to be careful as this next big objective is going to be the focus.
The pickoff initially by Light was just so good, and it comes down to the keys to victory once again, right? We are going to take a look at the damage dealt, though. You can see how big Eman is in Game 3.
He is huge this game, and I think, if RSG take the initiative to look for these picks first, that's when RRQ start to crumble, because what exactly do you have as a fallback plan? And that's either Vin or going to be Clay. Vin's looking for these picks, and Clay can only use his magic field once every, I would say, 8 seconds at this stage of the game. But when he's in alignment form, it's going to be significantly lower. So RSG are just waiting for these timings to get onto RRQ Hoshi as a response to how RRQ has been playing so far throughout this game.
I mean, even with that being said, right, they don't want to commit to a Lord just yet because I really think they want to build off, finding the picks here, whether that's Light. Nat's also providing lots of vision. Light's in trouble.
Ooh, the Dawning Light almost gets him down, but R7 is there to pick up the scraps as Eman kites back. Finn looking for I'm Offended, unable to connect it. RSG now looking for re-engage as Eman just does so much damage onto R7. Nats with the falling star moon, able to knock everyone in. Immobilized there as the real world manipulation knocks them down. The Dawning Light connects onto 3. Both teams will be able to back out. RRQ win 1-0. Finn with the conceal tries to look for more. Albert with that electro final blow, trying to gap close into another RSG team fight into their jungle, but RRQ, they fall back, they look for the Lord.
This is tough, right? They can't completely just take this Lord for free, so right now, RSG Philippines still wants to get a read on this Albert, though. Pushing them back. Lord, less than half health.
It's another 50-50. I don't know about this one, man. Demon Kai's looking for it. He's going to get chained up. Clay picks up the kill onto the Lord. The Dawning Light comes through as Skylar gets the kill. It's a 1-0. The Lord taken by RRQ and 16 minutes.
Yep, this is it. I mean, RRQ finally pushed back, and more importantly so, they start coordinating their efforts to secure this Lord. They are unified in this objective. They are timing the abilities coming in from Clay, and as well as Albert, to make sure that they can get this no matter what. And I think RSGPH at this point, now playing defensively, this is where their high ground defense becomes really important. Aqua has to do a lot here. He cannot afford to get caught by Vin, who, by the way, has Flicker.
And now it comes down to how RSG defends. Dawning Light, once again, real-world manipulation to answer it here as they will be able to clear out the enhanced minions in the mid lane. Albert micromanaging the bottom side. RSG trying to defend it as Nats comes back up. The top side is still pushing in. Real-world manipulation still up, but it is going to be Skylar just dishing out the damage with the Renner to take it down. That space turret taken down in the mid lane. Albert now looking to open up. Look at the zone. RSG away from the Lord. He goes in, cuts the waves with the Electro final blow, gets it, and that's a lot of distraction, a lot of time bought for RRQ to look for more. RRQ, they might just stop it here. The discipline coming through. RSG defends the base.
Yeah, best way to do that, right? Just take the turrets the best you can. No mistakes are going to be made by RSG Philippines just yet, but Vin could also, he's quite threatening, right? Has the flicker available. They do work on this last turret, R7 just around the corner too. So right now, they're holding on to that with dear life, but RSG Philippines are able to defend for now.
Look at Nats, he's body blocking so well to keep that turret alive.
Yeah, he's refusing to let it go down, and I think, great execution coming in from RRQ Hoshi to actually punish them off of this Lord push. Like, they didn't just walk the Lord all the way in or group the minions to make them collapse at the same time. Immediately, they went to the mid lane and demanded RSG to respond, force out Aqua to use his ultimate so they can try and save that inhibitor turret at the same time, just sieging it away. Skylar just taking it shot by shot before rotating down to the bottom side and rinse and repeat. Now, here's where it's all going to come down to. RSGPH, they need to find something. They need to take the initiative. And when they do, that's when you see Clay stop them with the field. With this cooldown opening, RSGPH will slowly take space.
Oh, but Nats looking for the opening once again. Jumps into the bush, opening it up. Albert will be able to dash out of that one. Dawning Light connecting and actually taking Eman's Athena's active there, right? So this is going to be huge. Once again, a resource at least with that Dawning Light. RRQ, 1.7k gold lead in the 18th minute of the game. Do they have, are they stronger now in the late game?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen the power of Xavier, right? Especially at this point in the game. Well, and even though the objective is going to be the main focus here in about 10 seconds, right? Aqua still has to be able to find the right positioning here. He hasn't died yet, which is great, but RQ Hoshi right now is just working so much better together with the way that they're working around the toolkits for each hero here. We see that a lot with what Vin is doing too, just alone on this Ruby pick. Meanwhile, Clay is doing exactly what Xavier's do. They just pump out those Dawning Lights, they disengage with the Mystic Fields, and it's working really well. That's why we see RC Philippines struggling. They don't even want to show too much of their faces right now, because look at the setup for RQ.
They know it. They know it. RCPH has gotten caught up too many times from the side lane brush instead of pixel brush in the river. So they're just going to both their time here. Just wait. Let Demon Kite get into a good position. They're not going to jump on this, and Vin, he knows it. He's taking his time.
Light. Look at Light. He goes over to Jikundo, going onto Clay, still able to run away. That flicker does not connect. He's going to get popped there. Immortality no longer available. Skylar picks the kill up. They're looking to re-engage now on towards RSG. Vin, looking for Ivan Fed, is not going to be able to connect. Aqua is huge, but Vin flickers forward to cancel it through. He will lose out on his immortality. Albert comes in to cover for him. Nat's still able to run away. R7 dashing in. Gonna get bursted down by Eman, but both teams, they disengage. Meanwhile, up top, minions coming in. It is gonna be RSG who are forced to back away now with a two-man disadvantage with Aqua in that base trying to defend. It will be RRQ with the pressure here. Demon Kite still can look for a 50-50. Nats jumping with Falling Simon gets I'm offended there, as that's going to be the black line there from the side of Albert. He goes in for the Electro final blow, and Mon gets chunked low. Albert looking for more. Demon Kite in the midst of it all, trying to go for the execution, and that's going to be him looking for it. The execution does not come through. It is the Dawning Light onto 2. Demon Kite gonna get taken down. That's Nats as well. But Aqua with the real world manipulation turns it around on his head. The play here from Aqua.
What a dragged out fight. RRQ find the 50-50, but it was not enough. RSG has coin flipped so often, it's embedded in RRQ Hoshi's minds. They turn this fight around. Iman saves the day.
The mid lane and the gold lane. Either team, they're popping off for each other. We saw Emon and Aqua work so well. Let's take a look at the instant replay brought to you by TikTok. Look at this decision making. Emon goes in with the help of Aqua here and just takes each member down and cleans up. What a play coming out from RSG Philippines.
Man, this decision coming out from RRQ was just the fact that they missed out on where exactly Aqua was. They saw him go back to the base. They assumed he was still back at the base, but that 50-50 was too risky, and they lost sight of where he was after he started rotating down. He cleared one wave, went down. They asked Joe, yo, Light, come back here. You've got nothing left. Help me clear that, install that lane. I will destroy everybody.
Okay. This time, all right, I know that we've been saying this so many times, Light gets Finn! The way the dragon brings him back, and that's a kill onto him. RSG once again on the crazy plays. Light, what was that reaction time, my guy? He saw Finn instantly, went through with the way the dragon flickered.
He's pumped. He's so pumped.
He's making Bowie here. That's Tagalog for he's making up for what happened earlier.
Oh, Nats looking for more as well. Going for the Falling Star Moon. RRQ once again forced in their base. RSG, they refuse to fall.
Okay, we gotta breathe. We gotta breathe here, because first, top side has a huge wave. Both pick-off ultimates are down. Vin is dead, and you can hear the crowd chanting RSG. They know they're coming back into this game. It's 18-16, but here we go.
Lights once again jumps in. Hero's Bastion. The wombo combo as Aqua is there. Albert jumping to the back line with the Electro final blow. Will find Nats. That's going to be the render shot, missing out. RSG somehow once again, even on top of all of that, are still able to back off.
Oh, so twitchy.
RSG.
Dude, the damage was there. I mean, they don't get anyone down, but look at the response from RQ. Despite everything that happened in the past couple of minutes here, they're still showing that they're confident enough to fight against RSG Philippines. And now with this next Lord coming up, 24 minutes into the game, this is going to be very crucial. Again, which team has the better positioning here? Which team gets the right resources out? This is going to be huge.
Yeah, but right now, I mean, if we're talking about Nats and his scaling, right now he is really strong. R7 will struggle. Albert will struggle against them. He's really difficult to peel off. So RGPH are taking the initiative to get on top of this Lord. So now RQ Hoshi has to respond to this, because Nats, he is clearing up that top side. Albert, I don't think he's going to get picked up here. Not just yet. Not with the eye for an eye, but They know what's going on here, and RRQ have to make a macro decision.
And Albert's the one who has to be forced to clear out the wave up top here. This is actually just so good for RSG. They can look for so many here, but RRQ, they're just doubling down, like you said. They're going in for the mid lane, for the bottom side river here, and that's going to be the Imafinic connecting. That's Nat jumping in for the falling Star Moon. Dotting Light going to be able to connect onto everyone, but the Lord was taken out by RSG. Light of the Bush gets out. Light is invisible. He's invisible, bro.
He's not a light.
He's not a light.
He's invisible. And it worked. I mean, a great play there. So this is huge. RSG Philippines now grabbing that Lord. They're going to be able to march into the base of RQ. They have to be able to defend against this. They still have great tools, right? We've seen it before. Look at the damage dealt too. Clay and Skylar at the top of that chart. They're pumping out the damage, but they need to be able to respond to RSG Philippines, especially Light's decision-making on that Way of the Dragon.
Absolutely, and I think RSG right now are getting into the heads of RRQ, which is very different compared to the first time where they met, where RRQ was showing the experience, but now RSG just playing rock, paper, scissors with them every single time they coin flip and get near to this Lord. But here it is, Lord's going to be pushing in, and RSG PH, let's see how they play the situation out.
Let's see, Lord in the mid lane will be cleared out by Skylar and Clay with the help of R7 as well, but RSG, they are able to take and punish RRQ for committing into that mid lane, putting all their resources there, and they get the top side base turret. Looking for the bottom side now to strip down every single turret that from the side of RRQ. RSG, they push in now with the enhanced minions with Iman as well. Vin going in for a play onto the I'm offended, but now it's going to be the real world manipulation, locking them in place. Light looking for the picks, but will be zoned away. Dawning Light onto Aqua just takes out his shield, as that's RSG with another victory in this game. They take that base turret down below. Now 3 base turrets down.
This is like a similar situation here, but they go in one more time.
Oh man, Nash jumping in for Void Sign. We're on to 2 members right now as Albert jumps in with the Flano blow. Cancel! Light with the Jeet Kune Do. He's able to save his team once again, and RSG win out on another.
What a huge save coming in from Light. The supports from both sides just warheads in their own right, playing this Cold War, making sure that they are deterrents for the enemy team, and big saves like that is just going to boost the confidence of RSGPH. Now, looking back at the items so far, it's maxed on out, and the most important one that Iman is making sure that he's building defensively. He's got the golden staff and everything, but more importantly, he has the Bloodlust Axe to ensure, as well as an Athena Shield, sustain from his passive to proc the Bloodlust Axe, and more importantly, he doesn't get one shot coming in from Clay.
Yeah, that's what's so difficult here for RQ Hoshi, right? You have to try to even get to Iman, but right now he's just so well protected and has that lifesteal, right? So at this point, this is kind of like a flashback from the previous game, right? The only difference here so far, RSG Philippines still has that little bottom turret 1 hit away. Again, that is making us a minor difference, and that started with Naz blocking those shots coming out from Skylar here. So they have that minor advantage. In right now, next Lord coming up 27 minutes into the game, this is a crucial moment for both teams.
Boy, Iman, I mean, he's got a lot of damage, and his passive is going to help shred down this Lord relatively quick. Look at that true damage coming through. They're not even showing their jungler just yet, but Demon Kite, he's on top of it now, and Vin, he walks up. This is where it's going to get real dicey, because bot lane is going to push naturally into the enemy's base, as we see Esmeralda making her way to join in that fight.
Oh, RSG Philippines once again looking for the damage. Albert gonna get caught there, forced to use the eye for an eye, as that's the Lord taken to a quarter of its health. They're gonna try to burst it down here for RSG. Dawning Light opening up the map as Nats goes in for the falling Simon to spot out Clay. Albert dealing the damage, real world manipulation to stop them through. Demon Kite gets the retribution once again, and Light once more with the Jeet Kune Do. RRQ forced to back away, forced to kite away, and RSG knowing that they got the Lord, they do not want to overchase. The discipline coming through once again.
Oh, this is tough, right? So they basically get that Lord almost for free here. There wasn't much RRQ could do here. They were looking for a mistake coming out from RSG Philippines, but like you said, Mirko, gonna take the discipline route here. Now they just need to just manage this push into the base, and meanwhile, RRQ has to handle. They have to be able to defend, and you can see the work that Nats is doing here onto this Esmeralda in the bottom lane.
To be fair, I'm surprised that Albert didn't try to go for the 50-50 against Demon Kite there. I mean, we know he used his eye for an eye at that stage, but I'm pretty sure it was back up once it was about quarter of the Lord's health. So now, here it is, an all or nothing coming in from RSGPH. If they get picked off here, it's going to be another 3 minutes that RRQ Hoshi buys for themselves, but at this point, at what cost? At what scaling?
Fight or flight. Albert jumping in, trying to buy some time as he goes all the way to the back lines. They're light. Finds another pick off. Skylar goes in for the viewer's passion, trying to clear the waves. And that's going to be the final foe as well. RSG. They're Marvin with the I am offended. Brings everyone back into place. As Skylar dishes it out. He goes in for the flicker play. And Mon comes in as well. He will be able to kill him down. Nas now still able to run away. And Mon taking low. Clay trying to clear out the waves. And RRQ somehow defend for some time.
It's only Clay.
It's 2v1. There's nothing Clay can do. They're ending it here.
RSG match point. The Kingslayers come to life once again in MPLPH Season 8, Season 9, and now MSC.
Moment to moment here. This is breathtaking. RSG are winning out their 50-50s. They're getting under RRQ's heads, and it's a 3-0 against the King of Kings.
You can change the draft, and still RSG Philippines answers here. What a game. I mean, again, this is almost a 30-minute game, just like the previous ones, and you can see the discipline coming out from RSG Philippines. Now they've made it to match point.
Breathers all across the board, and I mean, just relief coming out from an RSG side. Remember, when they need